I want to give a huge thanks to PTCGO Store for sponsoring the channel. PTCGO Store is a great website where you are able to buy Pokemon trading card game online codes at some of the best prices. Now, of course, able to order Sword and Shield Rebel Clash codes. Be sure to use code CHIP5 at checkout to get 5% off your order, or click the link in my description below. Once again, that is code CHIP5 to get yourself 5% off your order. Thanks, PTCGO Store. What is going on, guys? Chip here. Welcome back to another Pokemon TCG online video. Today I'm going to be covering the deck that Grant Manley and myself played to the first Limitless qualifier this past weekend. Now, unfortunately, neither of us finished how we would have liked to have. Grant did make it into day 2. I unfortunately was unable to do so, but we did play a very unique deck, so I definitely wanted to feature it, and that is going to be Roxie, Beheeyem with the Weezings to discard with Roxie, and of course Beheeyem Mysterious Noise item locking our opponent. So we tested this deck a good amount. It felt really good in testing, but in reality during the tournament it just didn't feel the most consistent, and I think I lost a few of my games due to that. I think Grant lost a few of his games due to that. He would message me and be like, I just lost because I didn't attack for 6 turns. So I mean that can happen sometimes with a deck. It feels like it does feel like it's built as consistently as it can be, but let's go ahead and hop into things and we'll take a look at it. Of course, Beheeyem, like I said, Mysterious Noise, 90 damage. Shuffle this Pokemon and all cards attached to it into your deck. Your opponent can't play any item cards from their hand during their next turn. So the whole idea of the deck is that we're gonna use Mysterious Noise multiple turns in a row in the mid game, pushing up a Lillie's Pokédoll, which our opponent cannot take a prize card for knocking out. We are item locking them so they cannot use things like Great Catcher and Custom Catcher or Pokemon Catcher to get around the Lillie's Pokédoll, so they're forced to either attack into the doll or to pass, and we just continue to item lock them over and over again, all the while building up damage utilizing Roxie. And this is also how we're going to draw into our pieces, discarding 2 Pokemon that aren't Pokemon GX or EX from our hand, and drawing 3 for each card discarded in this way. And then, of course, both of these Pokemon have the Blow Away Bomb ability. Once during your turn, when you discard this Pokemon with the effect of Roxie, you may put 1 damage counter on each of your opponent's Pokemon. So we'll discard, ideally, 2 of these guys at once, and then place 2 damage counters on everything on our opponent's side. We've also got Shrine of Punishments, which can allow us to build up more damage, and then just try to build up damage on their side of the field and eventually win the game, by doing the 90 damage every turn with Beheeyem. So I'll take a second just to talk about a couple other things. Of course, we've got the Jirachis in here as far as consistency goes. The 4 Quick Ball, 4 Pokégear. Also, Oricorio-GX, normally something I think people would consider a huge liability, but when we're item locking our opponents, they're actually unable to use Great Catcher to bring this up to close out a lot of games. So that's why it specifically is very, very useful. We've, of course, got the 1 copy of Mew here, Bench Barrier. Useful against any of those Pikarom decks, also any Mewtwo deck that might play a Naganadel, anything like that. Mimikyu, useful mostly against Mewtwo. This is also honestly a card that I feel like if we thought about it a little more and analyzed the meta a little more, probably would have come out for like the 4th Weezing or a 2nd Evolution Incense, something like that. So I've seen a couple questions from people. Why do we play 4-3 Weezing? The simple answer is because you can Quick Ball for Koffing, you can't Quick Ball for Weezing, so we have more options to find a Roxie target in the deck if we, max out the Koffings as opposed to Weezings. Of course, there's the downside that you can start Koffing, but that's why we went with it. And then also the 1 of Tate Liza as opposed to the 4th Cynthia. This is actually a pretty important change because if you look at our deck, the only way we have to retreat any of these Pokemon that aren't Beheeyem, and I guess Weezing, because Weezing can retreat with the triple acceleration energies, but the only way we have to retreat any of these Pokemon is with Escape Board, which gets totally nullified by an opponent's Absol. So we didn't want a situation to come up where our opponent saw that the only way we could retreat was Escape Board, and then we started a Jirachi, and then our opponent just benches an Absol, and we basically lose the game. I mean, effectively what we can do at that point is Roxie 5 times, which thanks to Pal Pad and Ordinary Rod can happen, to knock out a Absol on the bench, but that is pretty tough to pull off. So we decided to include the one of Tate and Liza to give us that extra switching effect, just in case. And it's a marginal change between the 5 and 6 cards of Cynthia and Tate and Liza. Of course, obviously, Cynthia is just going to be better as far as a draw card, but it's a pretty simple change when we realized that was a potential issue with the deck. So here's the list Grant and I played. Like I said, Grant did make it into the second day. I believe he finished 12-8, so not great. I've dubbed the deck Toxic Invaders. Pretty good name, if I do say so myself. You know, toxic with the Roxie, Invaders, because, you know, Beheeyem, Elgyem are kind of like alien-like Pokemon. Thought I was kind of clever with it, but, you know, we don't got to talk about it. That's fine. All right, Daikon here, 7-2-7-2-7-2. Playing lots of different types in their deck. Looks like Dark type being a feature point, as well as Mewtwo. Okay, well, this doesn't necessarily mean anything. He just chose his favorites. He loves Mewtwo, he loves Charizard, so this is what he went with. If it is a Mewtwo deck, I feel pretty good about these matchups. We've got the Mimikyu if need be, and then also hitting for weakness with Beheeyem is solid. So we do still like to go first with this deck, of course, even though we're unable to play a supporter. I'm not sure what my opponent's playing. I think starting Elgyem is still going to generally be correct, and all we see from them is a Jirachi. I'm just going to go ahead and throw down both of these dolls and click done. We don't want to put Mew in play if we don't have to, because we want to discard it off Roxie as a potential, you know, extra 3 cards if it's not a matchup that we need the Mew in. I actually ended up losing one of my games to Baby Blacephalon because I totally blanked on the fact that Mew was really important in that matchup. Okay, so it looks like it's an Obstagoon deck. I feel okay about this matchup. Should be pretty fine. You know, we'll spread a lot of damage with Roxie, and we, you know, are doing 90 damage to the Obstagoon. So, you know, he's already benched 3 prizes for us effectively. Like this, the Jirachis and the Mew will eventually get knocked out by Roxie, unless they do have the Virizion GX with Breeze Away. So, should be an okay matchup, though. I think that this should be just fine. So they do get down an Escape Board. They're actually going to go ahead and start to Psi Power with Mew. And I actually like this from them. Targeting down these Lillie's Pokédolls before they come active. You know, effectively getting rid of it for no additional cost. Oh, if he gets a third... if he gets a third Zigzagoon, he can just knock out our Elgyem. Please no. Please no. Don't do it to me. Daikon 7-2-7-2-7-2. Please no. Alright, looks like it's not gonna happen. I guess something... He did it! No! Oh, this is bad. Oh, that's not good. That's really not good. No, he got... What a sick turn from Daikon 7-2-7-2. And our top deck is a Quick Ball, of course, which would have been nice and useful. I should have just gotten rid of the... Great Catcher. I don't really know what I was doing there. And this is actually really risky because we know they have a rare candy in their hand. We really need to get down second Elgyem here. And we do only have one more in the deck. We didn't get it down. We can... Oh, man. I really don't want to put you in play, Oricorio. I also need to burn this, unfortunately. Because I want to draw Elgyem off this. I guess I could have maybe Pokégeared first, but I also, you know, want a supporter next turn. I'll go and grab you. We do have triple in hand, so we've got several pieces of the puzzle. Okay, nice. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, that's actually really good. So we've got Roxie options. Okay. Okay, so we're still in it. Crazy turn 1 from our opponent, but hopefully we'll be okay. Hopefully we can make it. Really hoping we're going to hit a Roxie off the Pokégear here. Of course, something really nice about Oricorio's ability is the fact that it does trigger if a Pokédoll gets knocked out. Also, luckily, I mean, Oricorio is weak to Dark, so that is the Marnie's dude. Marnie is a pretty big problem for this deck, honestly, because you do build up pretty massive hands, which against Reset Stamp would be fine. But the problem is we're not worried about Reset Stamp as much. We're worried about Marnie. You know, against resets, like, you build up a large hand so you can train the combo every single turn, right? You can always shuffle Beheeyem in. You can always get Elgyem, Beheeyem, triple acceleration. Those are the pieces you need every single turn, right? So, oh, they're going to retreat. Are they not attacking here? I would be fine with this. Bench Jirachi, Escape Board, put the doll back in, and Cynthia. They have another switch. Alright. I will take that. I will definitely take that. Okay. Let's throw this guy down. I really don't want to put the Shrine in play. Normally it's not that big of an issue, but because they have damage spread with Obstagoon, I feel like Oricorio could definitely become a liability with some more damage counters on it. So we're not going to do that. We got the attack, though, so that is excellent, excellent. A second doll would have been great here. And what's the problem is we really have to bench an Elgyem. We, like, have to get rid of an Ordinary Rod to do it, though. We could get rid of a triple. Getting rid of triple feels so sketchy. But I think that's our best bet. And it is okay late game, generally, to get rid of a triple. I really don't like doing it this early, though. It's okay to do it once you've, like, established that you're going to be locking every single turn. But I don't want to get into a situation where our opponent is going to be able to... Oh, wait. That was silly because they can't rare candy if I'm item locking them. So that's a turn I should have just not worried about benching this. And I lost a triple to do that. That was pretty bad. If I had thought through things a little more, I would have realized, oh, they're not going to be able to use rare candy because they're being item locked, which means that they can't... What I'm worried about, of course, is the Obstagoon sniping 30 and then Mew doing 30 damage to knock out our one Elgyem in play, which is a problem. Unfortunately, it looks like we're going to have to be using Tate Liza as our supporter for the turn, which is not great. But we'll see what they manage to scrape together here with the Rosa. It's going to just be a Lanoon, Rare Candy, and a Dark Energy. I wonder if they are aware of the fact that they cannot use the Rare Candy. Probably so, as they're just going to go ahead and get a Lanoon. And yeah, they can just go retreat and slash this. There's really no reason not to. That means you can go drop a Galarian Zigzagoon next turn. If I didn't put this back in the deck to make me put something else active. And they're going to get another Rare Candy there. They could also just, you know, knock this out with Psi Power. And actually, this is great that they're sending up the Mew because that takes away the threat of the one Elgyem getting sniped. So I feel a lot better about leaving a lone Elgyem on the bench. As long as we are able to, of course, get this KO. So they can do something weird like trying to switch up the damage numbers, but we just ultimately attack with the one that has the more damage on it as far as the Elgyem goes. He's actually just going to go ahead and ping the Oricorio. That's a little scary. Oh, this is so tempting because we have Mysterious Treasure. I'm just going to... We have to pop the doll back in this turn anyway, I think. And I'm going to go ahead and use... We haven't played a Roxie or a Pokégear yet. There we go. It's like such high odds that we found one there. Maybe a little risky. We do need to draw a triple acceleration energy here. We didn't draw it. Okay, so this is something that can happen with the deck, and what makes it kind of an issue. Sometimes you do just miss, which is unfortunate. But thankfully they didn't target down... See, now it's going to be scary because if they... It's going to be scary because they could go like... We know they have 2 or 3 rare candies in their hand, I think. So it could just be rare candy, knockout, rare candy. Like, they could target one and then get a third guy and then Psi Power. That's so unreasonable. That's so many cards to have. If anything, I would probably expect them to target Jirachi first. We actually could just evolve one of these to give one of them more HP, but then he just targets the other guy. I think I would rather... It's like so unlikely, right? If I do this, he could just go double and then get rid of one of our Beheeyems, and I don't really want that either. I'm actually going to go ahead and Ordinary Rod back in this guy. Because top decking either one of them is good, because we can treasure for the other piece to Roxie for a bunch. And I'm just going to pass. This does also open up a Great Catcher turn, which means we could lose Oricorio here. So maybe I should have held Ordinary Rod for that reason. And they also have Mimikyu, which means Oricorio is useless now. There's the Evolution Incense. And you see, this is what I'm talking about, like missing an attack. It's like not that hard to get like a turn 1, turn 2, or sorry, turn 2 or turn 3 attack, but attacking every turn after that is a challenge sometimes. So let's see where this damage goes. I mean, I expect one of these Elgyms to get knocked out this turn at minimum. Okay. I mean, Jirachi is an important part of the deck, but I think getting rid of an Elgyem, especially when I'm down to Ordinary Rod, seems good. There's Jirachi. What do they take off the Pokégear? Research, okay. You don't know how many times, like, I've clicked this and accidentally clicked, like, just a little above it and clicked the X on accident to log out of a game. Okay, so they're gonna ditch a big hand. There's 3 rare candies in the discard pile now, so that makes me feel pretty good. Pretty hard for this guy to evolve this turn. I feel like we're losing Jirachi based on this kind of line they're taking. This guy's pretty annoying for us. But that's okay. I really want to top deck basically any Pokemon that we can get rid of with Roxie, but I would prefer a Weezing or Koffing. They're going to go ahead and get another guy. And let's see where this 30 goes. Maybe just on Oricorio. Maybe if they don't play Shrine, that doesn't make sense, I guess. And we also, they cannot use Virizion as long as we don't knock something out, but I think we're going to, you know, we're looking to attack, so we'd like to knock something out, and it is just going to be an Elgyem. So that tells me this guy's going to go down. Got a Lanoon as well. So it's going to be another 30 damage spread. But luckily, I don't think we have to worry about one Elgyem getting knocked out, so that's good. He's going to go ahead and Incense. Going ahead and playing around with the item lock. Escape Board. Yep, throw that down. Might as well put that here if you're going to attack with this guy this turn. I guess he could Obstruct, but I feel like Psi Power knocking this out is better than obstructing a doll, so this probably should have gone here. But he's got this guy ready to go. Okay, so it's looking a little rough, but it is not over, certainly far from it. And we get another Elgyem. Unfortunately, I don't really want to Roxie him away, but I might have to, and sometimes that happens, and that's okay. Let's go ahead and treasure this guy. We do have 2 Beheeyems in the deck. We've got Treasure, 3 Quick Balls. Oh, that's my last Elgyem, so I cannot Roxie that away. Got all 3 triples. Drawing 3 off Roxie is terrible. We don't get to use Oricorio, of course. Oricorio would have been the first thing I did there. I mean, the thing is just Tate Liza Shuffle Draw 5 is just not good, so I'm just going to Roxie and we're going to discard the Beheeyem. I think I kind of have to. We got the triple. Did not get the Beheeyem. Okay. We're going to lose another Elgyem and then we lose the game. If we lose Elgyem, we lose the game because we prized our last one. But here's the deal. We've built up so much damage in play that maybe we can make it. It's going to be tough. I'm going to go ahead and put this guy down. Throw this other skateboard because we have seen Marnie from them. Most of these lists do play pretty reasonable Marnie counts. Drawing a Pal Pad there at least would have been good as well. Oh, we could still get there. We could still get there. What am I saying, guys? We could still get there for sure. I just need to hit Treasure or Evo Incense. I think the Incense was prized though, wasn't it? Okay, that's bad, but we do get Roxie, so that's good. We at least get that. We still need to send the doll up. I almost missed the fact that we could use Jirachi, so that would have been kind of a silly missed opportunity. And I can't help but think discarding the triple ended up shooting myself in the foot. I don't remember what else was in that hand, if there was something better to discard. I really hope the Shrine of Punishments was not in my hand when I did that, because I definitely should have just discarded that. I think I drew it off of the... after, you know, my supporter for that turn. So hopefully they don't ping one of the Elgyems. That's all I'm going to say. All I got to hope for here. I mean, we could still theoretically make something happen because of how much damage we've put in play with Roxie. But the issue is this Mew, really. Mew is the problem here. So I wonder if it would ever be best to actually just, like, not even... Oh, he's going to hit the Jirachi. That's good with me. Pretty bad Marnie for us. I think this is our last Roxie, so... And it also means we can't draw it... Yeah, because I think one was prized, if I remember right. We can't draw it off of Stellar Wish. We can Stellar Wish and then Pokégear, though, and try to hit it. But the fact that we're not losing both Elgyem here does breathe a little life into our game. So is he going to take out this Jirachi? Go like that? Okay. Down 2 Ordinary Rod. I guess he's assuming I do have one more, so that makes sense. Okay, that's a really good top deck, actually, because we can shuffle the deck without having to put the doll back in as well. So now there's 3 Roxies, pretty reasonably drawable. We could Stellar first. I really want to Stellar after Jirachi. After this, though. I don't know. I mean, because Jirachi can take a non-supporter card out of the deck. Shuffle Draw 5 just doesn't really do much for us. Okay. So we can get one of the pieces with the Treasure. Treasure, we can ditch Mew, go get Beheeyem, throw the doll down, and then we shuffle draw 5. So we're gonna try our best to attack this turn. We're working our hardest to make it happen. Shuffle your deck, draw 5. If we miss an attack here, oh no! What do we do? So we're losing this Jirachi as well. So their play to target our Jirachis works out pretty fine for them. 2-2. We've got like, they haven't knocked out a doll, though, is the thing. So, like, if we just ever start attacking and, like, are able to stream it, we should be okay. It's going to be difficult to stream it, though, is the thing. Yeah, he knows exactly what he's doing. Gets rid of Jirachi. We're down both escape boards. We're in dire straits here, but we've got Roxie. And I think this is a turn where we're actually going to actively... Like, I drew this to attack, but I'm not going to attack. Because I want to knock this out next turn with a Roxie. And they can't knock out any of our stuff. Yeah. Marnie would be so bad. They've already played 2. Some do only play 2. I'm actively just going to choose to pass here. So that way I can Roxie for the knockout and then hopefully just get a little bit a higher amount of damage in play. Yes, okay. No Marnie. He is just going to knock out the Pokédoll. That's fine. No prize there. Maybe, I don't know. I guess it doesn't really matter. I guess that tells me they don't play any stadiums. I think we're going to do it like this. Yep. We haven't drawn a single Weezing this game. Oh, no, we have. Where did he come from? Okay. Pal Pad, good. He should just send up the Jirachi. If he doesn't, that's even better. Oh my gosh, why would you send this up? Well, now I wish I... Well, now I'll be able to Roxie this next turn, is the thing as well. Okay, I think we might actually win this game. Because next turn we will Roxie, knock this out, and knock this out. It's going to be a problem, though, if they... Marnie us. So let's go ahead and Pal Pad for that reason. Both of these guys. And I'm going to look to be attacking every turn, so I'm not going to put the Tate back to play around a Great Catcher stall, but they have less cards than us anyway, so that shouldn't work for them. And we have a Cynthia. And we also shuffle... Well, I guess if they're stalling, we're not shuffling back, but yeah. Okay. Okay, maybe we're okay. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Yep, just an obstruct. Okay. Don't call it a comeback, guys. We drew triple, so let's go Treasure away Great Catcher, useless card. Or, sorry, Quick Ball away Great Catcher. I think I'm just going to get a Jirachi to ditch with the Roxie. And then I'm going to go ahead and quick for Elgyem as well. Quick away the Pokégear. Because all we need to draw is Beheeyem. We could whiff. That would be so sad. Roxie. We'll take 2 prizes here. Guess we'll discard this and Mimikyu. Okay, we got Beheeyem. We'll place all the damage counters. Are we somehow going to win this game? This might be one of my better comebacks ever. But mostly due to questionable decisions from my opponent. I got to throw that out there, but... Okay, wisely here, they're going to go ahead and send up Mimikyu because it's going to get knocked out anyway. Alright, we've got a Weezing in the prizes, so drawing that here would be pretty cool. Go ahead and play Pokédoll. Bench this guy. In case of a Marnie, I really just need to get as many cards out, basically, as possible at this point, I guess. Mysterious Noise. 1 prize left. All we need to do is Mysterious Noise one more time. We have it in hand. And we should be able to win the game. I mean, maybe targeting the Jirachis is correct in a world where you think I have more Elgyems. I think my opponent realizes, yeah, they can't win the game, and that is it. We are able to get the dub with Toxic Invaders. I think that game was great to highlight some of the consistency issues with the deck, but also highlighting the comeback potential that it has. There was many games in testing where we would go down 2 to 6 prizes against something like an ADP-zation, but because we had enough Pokédolls left, we're just able to pull out wins. And I'm not gonna... I mean, I think we know that if my opponent does target down the Elgyems, they're in a much better spot, but just on that one specific turn at least, if they target down an Elgyem, they're in a better spot, but that's not necessarily the correct play if they think I have my last Elgyem in the deck still. We know it was in the prizes and I was down to Ordinary Rod, but we're able to make a comeback and get the dub. Toxic Invaders for the win. So give the deck a shot. Let me know what you guys think of it down in the comments below. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed, and as always, thank you so much for watching. That is going to do it for me, guys. I'm going to get out of here, and until next time, take care.